What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and talk about this horrific story that's going down in the UK. So guys, if you haven't been paying attention to the news, it's going down over there. These people are going in, going off, tearing up businesses, looting, this, that, and the third. There's a major standoff with the police and things of that nature. So what happened was a few days back, there was a young man that attacked a few little ones at a UK themed Taylor Swift type of dance. And basically he just went on a slicing and dicing spree. And unfortunately, there were 3 children that were deleted in the process. Now, according to multiple reports, there were more children that were injured, and also including adults who tried to shield the children from the attacker. Now, the young man who's allegedly responsible for committing these egregious crimes, I believe his name is RI0TS. I'm probably botching his name, but I tried, guys. So basically, once the far right over there in the UK found out who this potential individual was, and they came to the conclusion that he was an illegal immigrant, they went ham, y'all. They started attacking black and brown people. There were black people over there in the UK that were hiding because they were in fear for their lives because the far right was just going off and attacking everybody. Now, another component to this dynamic story is that they're saying that the young man that committed these abhorrent and deplorable crimes happens to be a Muslim. So when you have the far right getting a hold of that information, it propelled them to target people who look like they may identify as Muslim. And now what you have going on over there is the fact that once the Muslims got word of that, now they're looking for all the far right people that's been going in and attacking their people. And so it's just an entire hot mess over there. And what I want to do right now is play you guys a series of clips. It's rather long, but I want you guys to see what the hell is really going on over there, because it could be applicable to what's going to happen in the United States very shortly. All right, so sit tight and I'll be back to close the video.
Receipts tonight, and we're learning more this evening about a horrific and deadly stabbing rampage at a children's dance party near Liverpool, England. Here's our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, now.
Tonight, a knife attack on young children during a kids' dance class in England. Police swarming the quiet seaside town near Liverpool, overwhelmed by what they saw.
When they arrived, they were shocked to find that multiple people, many of whom were children, had been subjected to a ferocious attack and had suffered serious injuries.
The victims, all with wounds, raced to area hospitals. At least 2 young children were killed, another 9 children injured in the knife attack. 6 are in a critical condition. The group was enjoying their first day of the summer holidays, finishing up a Taylor Swift-themed dance workshop at a yoga studio.
The offender, armed with a knife, walked into the premises and started to attack.
Authorities say a 17-year-old boy who lived nearby is under arrest, charged with murder and attempted murder. For now, no motive and terrorism ruled out. 2 adults were also critically injured, heroically trying to shield the children.
We believe that the adults who were injured were bravely trying to protect the children who were being attacked.
David, tonight the investigation ongoing, and it's hard to overstate how rare this kind of attack really is here in the UK. King Charles saying he and Camilla are profoundly shocked, offering condolences and prayers. David?
All right, Ian Pannell in London. Ian, thank you.
The vigil was fantastic, the people of Southport coming together, and then suddenly we heard sirens, we saw the smoke in the air, and then there was a riot. And it was all people from outside of town. They were brought in buses and cars. They got changed when they got here into the streets, and then they started to riot with the police, set a police van on fire, and all hell broke loose. I mean, the police did a marvellous job. I don't think there were enough of them, but they weren't to know that. But these were people from outside of town come in to cause trouble to people that have done no one any harm. And this is not what the people of Southport are like. Today, the people of Southport have come together and cleaned this whole street up. It's like a great spirit, a great family spirit, all working together to do what's right for Southport.
Guys, please stay safe. This riot is getting crazy. I was thinking it was little. I felt, oh, it can't happen to me, until my family friend just called me how they pursued him. He said he had to run and they were pursuing him. He even has it on camera recorded as they were pursuing him. I hope if he submits it to the police, they can do something about it. But for now, please stay safe. If you're outside on the road, don't use earpod. That's how he walked into danger. Earpod, he didn't even hear. You need to be conscious of your surrounding at this point, especially if you're using public transport, train station. Be conscious. Don't even argue with anybody in a public place. Don't argue with any white person right now, because you don't know what you will say. It will trigger something. Because I don't trust what they are capable of right now because of the riot, and you can't tell who is not part of the movement. I don't even know who they are attacking, if it's blacks, if it's Islams. Because it's crazy at this point. We don't know the trigger, because immigrants, everybody's just, because my family friend they pursued, he's a British citizen, he's not an immigrant. I don't know why he was pursued. And I've seen Muslim girls make videos of how they were pursued and attacked. So please guys, stay safe, I beg. I know you have to go to work, we have to hustle, but if it's like permanent job, something you can call in that you feel unsafe, especially if you use public transport, please call in. Let everything die down for now. If you must go to work, please be conscious of your environment. Good luck guys, we'll all be fine. Hopefully this calms down soon.
I have wondered about whether to speak about what is going on in this country right now, and I have held back for so long, thinking that I have to be so careful what I say and I don't want to offend anyone. But what is going on in this country? I want to start by saying what happened in Southport has shaken me to my core. It is horrific. I cannot even begin to process what those kids have gone through, what those teachers have gone through, what the families are going through. It is barbaric, utterly barbaric. And as parents, you feel it so deeply that we are living in a world where we are fearing for our children's lives when they go into things like dance classes. The fact that we are having to check with our nursery providers, our childcare providers, what is the code of conduct, what is happening if there is a threat. Those poor kids and those poor families are going to have lifelong trauma. I can't even begin to imagine what they're going through, as well as the children and the families of the children that have been lost and the children that have been through that, because trying to explain to children why their friends aren't coming back to school, absolutely horrific. I understand that people are terrified for their children's lives. I understand that people are angry, but why are we directing our anger at all the people that have done nothing wrong? Why are people taking to the streets and rioting, smashing up their own country that they are so-called protecting? The country that they so badly want to protect and make sure that it's perfect. They are smashing up, they are abusing their own police forces, and I'm not saying that I am a fan of the bigger systems, because that is exactly who all this anger should be targeted at. But those individual police officers that are going to do their job have children. That same team that were on shift on the day of the Southport attack were then on shift again, and they were having bricks hurled at them. I honestly can't understand how more hate and more anger and more division is going to help the situation at all. And I would love to know from somebody's perspective who is out there rioting, having these racist attacks, deciding that this horrible, horrific event is a reason to target every other community except white British people. I have clients, I have friends who are now fearing for their lives, not going out on their own because they are scared that they are going to be a target. These people aren't doing it because of the Southport attack. They are not doing it to fight for those families, because if they were, they would be respecting that these families are going through the absolute unthinkable, and respect that, rather than making bigger issues, smashing up things, taking police time and resources when they are trying to investigate what has happened. All these riots are doing is pinning us against each other. We are creating a civil war, and I say we as in like everybody in the UK. Absolutely do not stand for it. Will never ever resonate with anybody that is attending any of those riots. But genuinely, what are you believing that you are doing by counteracting hate with more hate? Is never going to work. So for anybody that is anything other than white British and you are feeling unsafe, I am so sorry, and I am sending you so much love. And I want you to know that there is so many of us that do not stand for what the hell is going on at the moment. We all need to show each other more compassion. We all need to show each other love. We're all just trying to be out here living our lives, doing our best, and the people at the top are the people where this anger needs to be directed at. They are sitting back, they are stepping out, and they are letting everybody create this civil war within the country. All it is doing is creating more hurt, more pain. Those individual police officers trying to do their job, the individuals just trying to live their lives, the places where people go to pray, the places where people are meant to feel safe walking down their street, driving their cars, all of these things that I've seen today. I don't even watch the news, but things that I've seen on TikTok of people being attacked because of their religion or the colour of their skin. What on earth is going on? I know I've kind of said a whole lot of nothing, and a lot of you will probably feel the same, like you can't comprehend it, you can't put things into words. But I just feel so angry at the world that we live in, and I know that it's such an energy drainer, and I know that a lot of things are orchestrated and the people at the top have so much more control. But I just think on an individual level, we need to all be showing each other more love.
The UK is officially finished. People rioting, destroying properties, racism. What happened to this country? Such a great nation literally been turned upside down. To all the far left, this is not nationalism. This is racism. The immigrants didn't make you lose your British values or your British principles. You did it yourself. From the minute you stopped being a religious nation who feared God, that's when you destroyed yourself. Now you're looking to blame someone. You went into the homes of the immigrants. You took out all their resources. You stripped them away from having an opportunity to even be able to provide for their loved ones. And now that they're here looking for opportunity to better their life, to try to give their children a better life, you have the cheek to say that you need to get out of our country. All I see is a bunch of lowlives who are clearly unhappy with their own life, who failed even though they had the opportunity.
I utterly condemn the far-right thuggery we've seen this weekend. Be in no doubt, those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. The police will be making arrests, individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow. I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, whether directly or those whipping up this action online and then running away themselves. This is not protest. It is organised, violent thuggery, and it has no place on our streets or online. Right now, there are attacks happening on a hotel in Rotherham. Marauding gangs intent on law-breaking, or worse. Windows smashed, fire set ablaze, residents and staff in absolute fear. There is no justification, none, for taking this action, and all right-minded people should be condemning this sort of violence. People in this country have a right to be safe, and yet we've seen Muslim communities targeted, attacks on mosques, other minority communities singled out, Nazi salutes in the street, attacks on the police, wanton violence alongside racist rhetoric. So no, I won't shy away from calling it what it is, far-right thuggery. To those who feel targeted because of the colour of your skin or your faith, I know how frightening this must be. I want you to know that this violent mob do not represent our country, and we will bring them to justice. Our police deserve our support as they tackle any and all violent disorder that flares up. Whatever the apparent cause or motivation, we make no distinction. Crime is crime, and this government will tackle it.
All right, so you guys just heard and seen all of that. And shout out to Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister that you just saw, for basically calling it out for what it is. He said it was far-right thuggery. I don't think that the far right over here especially when it comes to the media, will call it out just like that. And so I appreciate his brutal honesty as it pertains to just calling a spade a spade. Now, in closing, I do want to say that we as Americans, we should be prepared for what's going to go down this November, because I just personally feel if Kamala wins, it's going to kick things off here. And it's imperative that you get your ducks in a row. It's imperative that you go ahead and buy that backup generator, go ahead and stack the water to the ceiling, canned foods, canned goods, and things of that nature, deep freezers. Do what you have to do to make sure that your family is all good, because I believe that we're about to go through some very treacherous times. And I'm not trying to fearmonger here. I'm just trying to be astute in my approach and let my audience know and abroad that, hey, you just better be prepared for what's coming. That's it. That's all. Rest in peace to all of the little ones that lost their lives. It's very sad. I pray for the family's well-being psychologically and also physically, and everybody that's been affected over there negatively and have been targeted wrongfully due to all the things that unfortunately transpired. And I'm wishing everybody that was injured in that attack a speedy recovery. But anyway, I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you all think. Drop down in the comments and let a brother know. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.